Hi everyone! Today's video is so dear to my heart because we are talking about snacks. Snacking is one of my weak spots. Nothing better than grabbing a snack while watching your favorite show or a game. I prefer the whole grain options as they have a nice crunch to them and they pair great with some of my favorite dips like hummus. However, the healthier the option, the more expensive snacks get. So today we're going to make 3 delicious snack alternatives that won't make your wallet cry and that you will love. Let's get right into it. The first snack we will make is seed-packed savory tomato crackers. Start by mixing flaxseed meal and chia seeds in a small bowl. Add just shy of 1 cup or 220 milliliters of water. Give everything a little mix and set that aside for 20 to 30 minutes. While waiting for chia seed mixture to thicken, let's grab a big bowl and prepare the rest of the ingredients. Throw in half a cup of raw pumpkin seeds, half a cup of sesame seeds, half a cup of raw sunflower seeds, 2/3 cup of rolled oats, half a cup of brown rice flour or whole grain flour if you don't have gluten sensitivity, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, fresh cracked black pepper, and a half teaspoon of salt. Mix everything well to combine, then add the chia seed mixture to the bowl once it thickens. Then add 3 tablespoons of tomato paste and 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of oil. Give everything another mix with spatula or your hands. Preheat the oven to 365 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. Grab a baking sheet, mine is 9 by 13 inches, and line it with parchment paper. Transfer the mixture to the sheet and spread it in even thin layer with a spatula or wet hand. Bake for 35 to 40 minutes depending on your oven. Once the crackers are baked, cut them into 48 rectangular pieces. And then if, for whatever reason, you end up with any leftovers, you can store them in a sealed container for up to 5 days. The next snacky snack we'll make are turmeric spiced protein crackers because who said that you couldn't build a muscle and snack at the same time? To start, grab a large bowl and then add half a cup of chickpea flour, half a cup of plain pea protein or just another half a cup of chickpea flour, 3/4 cup of brown rice flour, 2 tablespoons of sesame seeds, 1 teaspoon of salt, and some fresh cracked black pepper. Then add following spices: 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, and some chili powder. Give all dry ingredients a good whisk to combine before making a well in the middle and then adding 2 tablespoons of tahini and then 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Then gradually pour in about half a cup or 110 milliliters of the water, mix with spatula, and then knead with your hands. If the dough doesn't come together, does not stick together, then you can add a little bit of water, 1 tablespoon at a time. Transfer the dough to a parchment paper or silicone mat. cover with another parchment paper, and then roll the dough out to 1/8 inch thickness. Sprinkle the dough with everything but the bagel seasoning or sesame seeds, and then using a rolling pin, press the seasoning into the dough. Cut out shapes in the dough as close to one another as possible. I used some festive cutters, but feel free to get playful and use whatever cutters you have handy. After you finish cutting out the shapes, you will be left with the scrapes of dough. Not to worry, just roll them back into the bowl and then repeat all the previous steps until you use up all the dough. Bake crackers at 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius for 15 to 20 minutes, depending on thickness and how crunchy you like your crackers. And our third option is one of my favorite game night snacks, paprika spiced chickpea chips. Once again, grab a large bowl, put the strainer on top of it, and then add 1 cup of chickpea flour, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of cayenne, 1 teaspoon of salt, and then half a teaspoon of baking powder. Sift all the ingredients to avoid clumps in your dough. Add black pepper and then 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, and then stir everything. Drizzle in 2 tablespoons of melted coconut oil and mix with your hands until the dough is crumbly. Then add 1/4 cup of warm water and stir until the dough comes together. If the dough is not sticking together, add about 1 teaspoon of water at a time until it does, and be careful not to overwork the dough. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 170 degrees Celsius and place the dough onto a parchment paper and flatten it into a disc. Place another sheet of parchment paper on top of the dough and using a rolling pin, roll it out as thin as possible. The thinner the dough, the lighter and crispier your chips will be. This is very important. You want your chips to be crispy. Remove the top layer of baking paper and score the dough into triangles. Slide the baking paper and the dough onto a baking sheet and then place them in the oven. Bake for 15 minutes until the chips get golden around the edges. In case of any leftovers, store them in an airtight container for up to 2 weeks. If you like this video or learned something new, please leave a thumbs up. I post new recipe every Sunday, so feel free to show some love by subscribing to our channel and clicking the bell icon to receive notifications. Stay happy and healthy.